Hello, everyone, and welcome to Earthmovers. Woo! Great. Are you having a great time? A brilliant time? Excellent. Well, I've got some good news. We've got a really inspiring evening for you ahead with the Earthmovers Awards. We are your hosts for this evening. I am Kate Hand from the Hackney and Tower Hamlets Friends of the Earth group.
And I'm Sean, and I'm a campaign officer at Friends of the Earth.
So we're going to be starting with the amazing students from the My World, My Home project, who are ending... Yeah, let's get a big cheer. Let's get a big cheer. So the My World, My Home project, for those of you who don't know, is a 5-year program in partnership with the NUS, the National Union of Students. We work with young people in further education colleges to teach them how to organise environmental campaigns. And they are going to put on for us, very special, a mini variety performance about some of the environmental problems in the world and what we're doing about them. So give them a big cheer.
Woo!
How's everybody feeling tonight? What up, cuz?
Right. Bro.
Right,
are we starting?
Yeah.
And scene.
Ooh, look at this video.
Don't talk to me on my phone.
You're on your phone, so am I.
my shoes.
Oh my god, it's a fight. I'm gonna record
Look at that
it.
fight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, here.
Hey,
Go on.
Hashtag Snapchat.
Oh.
You go get these hands.
Waste man.
Yeah, what a waste man, bro.
Yo, you about to get his hands. You about to get his... Hey.
Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? We're here protesting about littering and you're here right in front of us littering. Do you not know how bad this is for the environment? Do you not know how bad this is for the environment? And
Come on, guys. She has a point.
You right.
I know. We wanted to show the stereotype of young people, violence, Snapchatting a fight instead of helping them, antisocial behaviour, the list can go on. But we wanted to show the reality. Young people do care about their environment, and all of us here at Base Camp are proof of that. We want to set a positive example to our peers, our community, and on a wider scale. This year, some of our campaigns for our colleges have included ensuring we have recycling bins in all our classrooms, eliminating plastic, and having more green spaces near our colleges. We hope this inspires the rest of the younger generation, and we hope you continue to support the amazing environmental activism from Friends of the Earth. Thank you.
Hello.
Wait, what am I doing?
Wait, where's my son? Are you sure? Okay.
Oh, you're on this side.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Welcome, people.
So, it's a lovely summer's day, and our bees are doing exactly what they do best. Pollinating. Oh my god. Can you hear that?
What's that noise?
Oh,
Can you
no.
guys hear that?
Oh no! It's a pesticizer! Boo! Boo! Get off!
Hasta la vista, baby!
You have to kill the bees.
then they can't pollinate the flowers, and I can't grow my flowers, and it just made me so angry.
I'll be back.
What?
And us.
The end. But not really.
Wait.
Because this has been avoided because the EU have actually passed a regulation against bee-harming pesticides. So, thank you.
I hope that my school continues to support My World, My Home students and that I can show my peers that they are able to take action to fix environmental issues worldwide.
Hello. I hope that we give the opportunities for the planet to repair itself because it is very capable of doing that. And every small thing that we do helps that. So thank you.
I hope we can rectify the mess that humans have caused and restore the planet to its natural beauty. One step at a time, we can walk a marathon.
I hope the students in my college use the reusable cups and bottles which the campus director will provide them with. I hope the campus becomes plastic-free in future. Thank you.
If you have come to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. I hope more young people will be aware of the impact climate change and global warming has on the world.
Thank you, My World, My Home, for that. It really was something that I think Leonardo DiCaprio's film just doesn't stand up to the drama that was. No, but on a serious note, like it's really great to see people who are so motivated at such a young age to do something like that. I really wish I had that sort of motivation when I was younger. So that was really good. So good to see the crazy amount of work you guys put in to making your schools and colleges like a better place and a better world as well. So thank you. And congratulations to all the work you've done this year. So now we're going to reveal the groups and individuals nominated for their dedication, their passion, and the achievements to bringing us closer to a socially and environmentally just world with the Earthmovers Awards. So we've had 20 groups or individuals who've been nominated this year, and a few of them words. We're lucky to have a few of them with us tonight. So the first award we've got is the Outstanding Community Campaign. And for this award, we've got two groups. The first of which is Birmingham Friends of the Earth. And they've run a campaign this year on climate refugees. And can we welcome Poppy Buckingham up to tell us a bit about it and to receive her award. Woo! And the second award goes to St Albans Friends of the Earth for their anti-idling campaign. And will Phil Fletcher please come up to receive the award? Phil Fletcher? Where is Phil? Nope. Okay. Thanks. So, there's a microphone for you. So you run a campaign this year, or your group's run a campaign this year on climate refugees. Can you tell us a bit more about it? And I hear you did an art competition as well.
That better. Yeah, there we go. So Birmingham Friends of the Earth ran a climate refugee campaign. I want to say first that it wasn't a campaign that I myself was directly involved in. So a shout out to some people who couldn't be here this weekend: Alice, Libby, Ishmael, Molly, and others who were more closely involved in this campaign. But I have the honour of representing it here today. So we wanted to run a campaign highlighting highlighting climate refugees. So legally, the concept doesn't exist. So legally, they have no protection. If you are forced to leave your home, if you're ever forced to leave your home due to a natural disaster, due to flooding, due to climate change, you're not given the same refugee protection that somebody who is fleeing human persecution can claim. So you haven't got the protections that are there. So we wanted to draw attention to that, but also draw attention to how we in the West, in Britain, are contributing to climate change, which is creating these climate refugees. So we wanted to draw attention to that and bring it relevant to people we're talking to in Birmingham. So the way we did that was through an art competition called Home Matters, and we asked people to look at what home meant to them. So what does home mean to you in terms of emotionally, physically, abstract or literally, and present that in an art piece. And we were overwhelmed really by the number of responses we had. And yeah, I mean, a lot of work went into it by fellow campaigners. Yeah.
Cool, that sounds really interesting. And congratulations on all the work this year. Let's have another round of applause while Poppy leaves. Thank you. Woo! Oh, before you speak, we've actually got a surprise other Earthmover award to give out. It's going to Hackney Tower Hamlets Friends of the Earth, who have run a campaign on air pollution. And to receive the award is none other than my co-host, Kate Hand. Woo! You'll get your award later. So Kate, can you tell us a bit about your campaign and how did you end up choosing your campaign as well? I hear it was an interesting way of doing so. Purple?
Try the yellow one. Try the purple one. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was a really interesting process for our clean air campaign in Hackney and particularly Tower Hamlets. We have been doing some work with the council, engaging on their air quality action plan and like doing kind of policy suggestions and stuff. But we really wanted to engage more with the community because actually they're the ones who are suffering the impacts. It's our most deprived communities in Tower Hamlets who suffer the most. And we really wanted to know what they thought and what they thought would be a great campaign, what would really reach them. So we decided to run a clean air cafe, and we basically put together a bunch of 4 different campaigns, one on cycling, one on business outreach, one on road infrastructure, and one on cycling infrastructure. And we asked people to vote, and we said, we will run the campaign that you choose, which is a pretty nerve-wracking place to be. I did not really enjoy it. I was like, which one are they going to choose? So we had like 30 people who came in. We talked to them all about the different campaigns, and yeah, we got them to vote, and we did a big reveal, and they chose what we're now calling Reclaiming Streets, which is about reprioritizing roads towards people. And I guess the interesting thing to say about the campaign today is when we looked at talking to people and saying, okay, what is this going to be? What are the outcomes you want? I was expecting them to be like cleaner air, right? It's a clean air campaign. And what they said was, we want safer streets, we want greener streets, we want places where communities can meet, we want to use them in a different way. And they're like, oh yeah, and clean air. But the thing that really motivated them was actually this vision of a place where the communities could come together, and that's been hugely inspiring, and we've really learned from that in terms of engaging with the community. So it's been great.
Cool, yeah, that sounds like a really innovative way of forming a campaign in a way in which is like really democratic as well, and making sure the community gets what they want, really. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now, our last, our last one for St Albans Friends of the Earth is Phil Fletcher is here to collect the award for the anti-idling campaign. Woo!
Yeah. Right, so I'm Phil from. Is that better? Oh, hang on a sec. We've got the button there. That's good. Is that better now? Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So Phil, would you just like to tell us maybe briefly how you chose the campaign? What's the inspiration behind this anti-idling campaign?
Well, I have to be honest here because I've only been in St Albans since last October, and this campaign has been going on since last year. Well, St Albans has got a very heavy traffic. Air pollution levels are almost bad as many parts of London, especially around the corner where I live, which is near to St Albans Cathedral, I'm sure you know about, where they have measured over 100 micrograms per cubic metre, 2.5 times the EU legal limits. Coupled with that is that some highways aren't very good at organising traffic systems, and there's really badly coordinated traffic light systems. And of course, a lot of people feel very frustrated, partly because of air pollution, also, I would say, a mobility problem as well, which is also very important. We have obesity here, which may be a result of thereof.
Cool, thank you, Phil. I think we need to move on to the next award now. Yeah, yes. Cool. Congratulations, Phil.
Thank you. Big round of applause for Phil. Great. So our next award, very exciting, is for the Friend of Friends of the Earth. So this is for the incredible work done by someone who's actually not part of a group, but whose campaigning has not gone unnoticed. In this case, I'd like you to join me in congratulating Lorraine Inglis for her tireless campaigning on unconventional oil and gas extraction in the southeast. Could Lorraine come and join us on the stage? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a bit more about how you first got involved with the anti-extraction movement?
Well, it's basically fracking. I got involved since Borkum, when Quadrilla was going to come, which is to Borkum, about 3 miles away from my parents' home. And I'd watched Gaslands, so knew all about what fracking could do. And it's something that once you open the lid and you peer in, once you know, you can't not know. And so I spent 3 months on the protest camp there, and really researching, and it's changed my life as it has many other people.
Wow, thanks. So it's a pretty challenging kind of campaigning in some respects. Can you talk about some of the challenges you faced and how you've overcome them?
Yeah, one of our major challenges in the southeast was when they brought the Infrastructure Act in of 2015, and they changed the definition of hydraulic fracturing for the thresholds of fluid that they could use. And that meant that all of our drill sites within the southeast was not classed as fracking. So we had Borkum, which was like a flagship for protest against fracking. And then once they brought that act in, then all of the industry in the southeast could just say that it is conventional drilling. So we've had a really hard time in the southeast trying to campaign on this, because we can't really use the frack word, which is why we put this leaflet together from the World Action Group, which is fracking under the radar. And if you want to find out more about this in the Southeast, those leaflets are out the front. Secondly, we also have an issue with the mineral guidelines plan, which the government puts out to councils, and they have incorrectly defined conventional and unconventional. So that gives the industry even more move to be able to hoodwink us. And some of the apathy within our communities because it's just conventional oil drilling, which we still need to keep it in the ground. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Big shout out for keeping it in the ground.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you so much, Lorraine.
Can I just, while I'm here, I
can.
just want to kind of obviously plug, because I am a campaigner, and so we have Tour de Frac, which is a bike ride we've got on the 23rd of June in the southeast, that we want to take people around. We want to try and engage with a different audience, with cyclists, so that we can show what's going to happen in the southeast and the industrialisation. We've also got, I've been managing a fight against an injunction from a company called UK Oil and Gas that operate 4 drill sites down in the southeast. And their injunction was to try and stop us from going about our lawful activity that would harm their economic interests. Now, they've actually pulled back on that, but there is still a lot of contentious issues in that injunction. And we've got 6 beautifully amazing defendants from the southeast, and we have to crowdfund their legal costs. So this is a little slip of paper with all the details that you can find out about that injunction, and that's also going to be out on that stall there. And if you want to just dig deep in your pockets, or just find out about it, any small amount helps for this. And the court hearing that we is in the Rolls Building in London. We commence in the 2nd or 3rd of July. So if you are in London, please come down for court support. Okay, thanks for that.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks
Congratulations.
So much.
Great.
Right.
So, our next award is the Exceptional Campaigner Award. And we've got 2 people here today to collect this award. We've had lots of nominations, but 2 are here to join us tonight. The first one is from Birmingham Friends of the Earth, and we've got Ben Mabbott, who has led a £250,000 refurb of the Birmingham Friends of the Earth warehouse. So, welcome up, Ben. Woo! Come and take a seat. And our second nominee is Kate Freeman from the Stonehenge Alliance, who's been working to oppose roads that would sort of disrupt the World Heritage Site of Stonehenge. So can we welcome up Kate, please? Great. Congratulations, guys. So, Kate, can you tell us a little bit about your campaign and how you've been protecting such an iconic site in the UK?
Well, the thing is, Stonehenge is very famous. And because it's
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But because it's famous, then you have David Cameron and Nick Clegg. Do you remember them? They announced the £15 billion road investment programme there in 2014. Why launch it there? Because, it's got cachet. And at the same time, the £2 billion that's going to be invested on improvements, so-called, for the A303. So why have I got involved? I think it's just plain shocking that you can put the equivalent of a motorway, it's an expressway, but a motorway by any other name, through a World Heritage Site of such standing. It just shouldn't have been contemplated. But the problem is that the National Trust, our heritage bodies, are behind it. And that is the biggest problem of all, making the campaign quite difficult because they're well trusted. So at the moment, where has it got to? It's going to go through all the planning processes, and UNESCO, fortunately, have stood firm.
That sounds like a very, very tough situation, but congratulations on fighting hard,
Thank you.
and I hope you continue to do so.
And being a campaigner.
Yes, of course.
I put one of these on your seats. There's a petition to sign. There are letters to UNESCO and the National Trust to sign as well. There's lots of action on our website, So do go and have a look, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kate, and good luck for the future of the campaign. Ben, would you like to tell us a little bit about the warehouse and why it needs a bit of a refurb?
Okay, so some of you might know that Birmingham Friends of the Earth are lucky enough to own our own building, the warehouse, which is a bit of an environmental and social justice hub in Birmingham, really, and has been for the last 40 years. It was in need of a bit of TLC, and last year we ran a community share issue to raise £250,000 to refurbish it.
A lot of money.
We were successful in that, and last October the builders moved in, and they just moved out last week, and we've had a really sort of big transformation of the building to make it fit for the next 40 years of campaigning, really.
Cool, that sounds excellent. Congratulations. Am I right in thinking you're an architect by trade?
Yeah, I've kind of done this before,
yeah.
So I kind of know what I'm doing.
Were there any standout moments then in sort of owning this as a project for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sort of working with all of the sort of stakeholders in the project, really. We've got loads of volunteers, we've got loads of tenants in the building, we've got loads of great people doing some great stuff, and working with them just to kind of, give them the space that they need to campaign and to do the great things that they're doing was brilliant. Sort of the realisation in June last year that we'd raised £256,000 and this was going ahead was also one of them. And then I think sort of about a month back, we eventually we had a grand opening of the new lift that's gone in that gives us disability access to pretty much 90% of the building now. And that was like, a real sort of achievement. It's something that we wanted to do for a long time. And two of our most dedicated volunteers were, over the moon, really, at being able to get everywhere in the building now. And that's been fantastic.
That sounds excellent. Great. I think we should move on to the next award, but congratulations, guys.
Fantastic. So our final category for this evening is the local group of the year. So we have, can we get an ooh? Can we get an ooh? Ooh. So we have an incredibly powerful grassroots network that does a great ooh here at Friends of the Earth. And, we have hundreds and hundreds of campaigners fighting to protect our environment all around the country and making a difference, not just locally, but nationally. And that's, I would say, what makes us so special. So we would like to invite members of 3 different groups to come up and join us and talk about their local group of the year. So can I welcome Helen and Peter and Isabella from Chester Friends of the Earth? Yay. Right. Do you want to guys come and take a seat? And we also want to welcome onto the stage, it's going to get very cozy up here, Hannah and her colleague from Leicester Friends of the Earth. Leicester Friends of the Earth. Woo! And finally also Chris Church from Oxford Friends of the Earth. Woo! Is there room for me on the end, Sean? Yes. Result. So, huge well done for all of you on your nomination. So we're really dying to hear about what your groups have been up to this year. So we're going to start with Chester. You've done loads of work on the bee cause in the last year. And I hear you've been very busy with the plastic-free campaign as well. And I gather you kicked things off before National Friends of the Earth, kind of getting in there early with the plastics. Can you tell us how the campaign got started and more about straw-free Chester?
Yeah, yes, I can. Yeah. It was Alison couldn't come this year, but Alice and I were here, 3-4 years ago, and we were actually really enthused by Oxford, who were here again. Oxford were doing a lot of work on bees at the time, and we had a little session with Fiona from Oxford, and we decided we would do a bee summit, copy Oxford, why not? And they were all talking about. We had this decision that we really ought to do it at Chester Zoo. And it took a while, but we managed to get that sorted, and we all found that we quite like wearing bee suits, as some of you guys did. You know, we live our lives in the bee suits these days. So that was really, we also said that year is we want to put Chester on the map. You know, we came and we saw people coming up and getting awards, and we were like, we're going to put Chester. We want everybody to know about Chester and what we're doing. And around about the same time, my son went to university, and I thought, right, okay, he's not in the house making a mess anymore. I'll start using all that extra time I've now got to really ramp up the campaigning.
That is a great use of time.
Plastic-free Chester really came out of an idea from Christian, who's down here, taking pictures. This is Isabella's, Christian's daughter. Really came from an idea that Christian had about straw-free Chester. And the plastics campaign we more or less had to do from scratch. So, like you said, there was nothing there. There was no footprint, no leaflets. So we sort of had to, get around it in a slightly different way. But we knew one thing, and that was we needed outfits. You can't run a campaign without some outfits.
No, you cannot.
You cannot.
No, you cannot.
So, but then we had to make them ourselves. So we now the proud owners of 2 turtle outfits and an octopus.
Can we get a round of applause for that? Yeah.
Now, I'm not an expert outfit maker, so they're not really on the same level as the bee suits. But I think we did an all right job.
Great. And I have a question for Isabella. Isabella, would you like to tell us just a little bit about what you've been doing to help with the plastics campaign?
Well, we've been doing 2 litter picks, and on one of them we randomly found an old shoe. And I've also been helping my dad with some talks.
Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing. Wonderful. So we're going to move on to Oxford Friends of the Earth. So Oxford Friends of the Earth, I can't fit all the things you've been doing on this piece of paper. So you've been working on air quality, on bees, on climate change, on plastics. I gather that you handed in a 1,400-strong signature on air quality to Oxford County Council, got a cross-party group to tackle air quality. You worked with BBC Countryfile Live, etc. So tell us a bit about what you've been doing.
Really. I mean, firstly, obviously, the person who should be here tonight is Fiona Taverner. She can't be there because she's running the Great British Bee Count in Oxford today. But I think we did about 3 or 4 years ago think, OK, we need to renew the group. It's been going a long time. We really need to renew. And to do that, we really needed to be ambitious. So we organised meetings that were kind of out on the edge of what we could do. And I think from that, a lot of people in the group built some skills, built confidence. We've got to a point where we could have separate working groups and so on, and really go for it and have people feel they can take on issues. And that's been really, really positive to see. And the air pollution thing, we've got appalling air in the city. We had a county council doing zilch. We had a city council who we signed a memorandum of cooperation formally with the city council to work on idling, with a proviso that we could still kick them on the shins on issues like growth and planning if we didn't agree with them. And so, yeah, we've also really focused on using media, both for press and social media. We've set, and the key point, I think, in all this has been collaboration. We really tried to work with as many groups and individuals as possible. The work we did with faith groups on bees opened up a lot of doors for us. And we've had an air quality network, a climate network, and a plastics action network that aren't particularly branded as Friends of the Earth. So no one feels that they've got to kind of sign up to Friends of the Earth if they want to do stuff with us. And that's really opened up a whole bunch of new ways of working. And I think that's really been probably at the core of why we've been able to do a lot. Plus the fact we've got some utterly brilliant people in the group.
Naturally. Thank you so much, Chris. Big round of applause for Oxford.
And Leicester Friends of the Earth, it sounds like you guys have also been up to a hell of a lot. So I've heard that you've saved trees being cut down by the local council. You fought for electrification of the Midlands main line. You support the fight against fracking. you've taken part in Refugee Week, and you've had a pioneering and creative plastics campaign, including a plastic kraken, I've heard. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the plastic kraken, sort of total accident. We decided we wanted to do something on plastics. We've been hearing about what Greenpeace were doing.
Is it on? It is. Sorry. My bad.
And so we started talking at a meeting about what we could do, and we thought it'd be really good to build a big plastic model, because we'd seen Greenpeace doing that, and it seemed like a really visual way to engage with people. And it was around Halloween, so we thought it should be something scary. And I think, I think the idea came from Steve reading too many comic books, to be honest. So we decided it should be a sea monster, and we thought we'd build a plastic kraken. And we did it in the local shopping centre. They've got a sort of community space, which is an empty shop, which gave us an opportunity to talk to people that we wouldn't normally talk to. It was just sort of ordinary people out doing their shopping. And we encouraged people to bring their plastic waste, and we took a lot of waste with us. And we built a very odd-looking plastic monster.
Wow, sounds great. Do you think it expanded you did sort of different sort of people into your group then through that, would you say?
I'm not sure whether we got any new members. We certainly got we've talked to a lot of people who wouldn't be sort of the usual suspects, so they were just out doing their shopping on Saturday, some of them with their plastic shopping bags, and they hadn't thought about, what they could do at home to reduce plastic or the problems that plastic was causing. So it gave us access to a new audience.
Cool.
Can I say I'm feeling a theme? It's like collaboration with unusual groups and reaching out, and costumes, and like models. So yeah.
They're the key to winning.
Yeah.
So
That's the key. That is the learning
There's
from this
two things
evening.
to learn from Basecamp: costumes and other people. There you go. And I'm sure the Kraken would be the highlight, but if there is anything else, what stood out of all those campaigns you've done the most for you?
Oh, it's difficult. There's been a lot of highlights, but I guess singing in a bank was that. Yeah, we did a couple of flash mobs, part of an anti-fracking action against Barclays in Barclays Bank, and looking at people's responses was quite entertaining. The bank managers and the punters. So that was a lot of fun, and seeing ourselves on Facebook on film afterwards was fun too.
Oh, that sounds great. Excellent, thanks. Oh yeah. So I've got a question for all of you to answer, if you wouldn't mind. I think there are quite a few newcomers to campaigning at Basecamp, and if you had one piece of advice for them, what would it be? Do you think for newcomers, or even oldcomers who just a piece of advice they need reinvigorating?
Costumes.
Yeah, so not far off. I was going to say, find something that you think will be fun and find a way of building your campaign around that.
Good answer.
From my experience, I think it's send your son to university, because Helen came in at a time when I was flagging a bit because I was concentrating on fracking, and she's breathed new life into the group and come up with all these original ideas. And it's searching for the new ideas, getting the fun into campaigning, because we're fighting such really depressing things. But we can have fun doing it, and that's what we need. Enjoy ourselves. Celebrate our
Let's get a round of applause for that. For enjoying ourselves.
I might be really boring and go the other way. Focus on the issues that really need to be tackled. Work on what you can really do about those. Really, work to get the people working with you, but have fun as well.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you. A big round of applause for all of our... Thank you. Thank you. So now we have the great pleasure of handing over to Craig for the Hilary Griffiths Innovation Prize. Craig, please come on up.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Sean. Aren't they doing a fantastic job? Kate and Sean. Give it up for Kate and Sean. Good evening, everyone. Well, many of you would have known Hilary Griffiths, I think. She was the coordinator of Guildford, Waverley and Woking Friends of the Earth for many, many years. And as we announced at base camp last year, sadly she died in May last year after battling leukemia for 5 years. Hilary was an amazing person, a really extraordinary individual, a fantastic coordinator of her group, and no big surprise then that her group did win Local Group of the Year award in 2012. But she had an incredible, bubbly, energetic personality. I got to know her particularly well because she was on the board of Friends of the Earth for 9 years, a huge amount of dedication and time that she put in to the governance of Friends of the Earth over that period of time. And she always brought a nice light touch and good humour to sometimes quite serious board meetings. She was an absolute pleasure to work alongside. And when I became chief exec in 2015 and started talking about that we needed to get into disruptive innovation, most people thought I was completely mad. Hilary was on the board saying, you're absolutely right, this is what we need to do. So we were trying to think through, how do we commemorate Hilary and remember Hilary? And we decided that tonight we're launching the Hilary Griffiths Innovation Prize in her memory. And very kindly, we've had a donor donate money, a small pot of money, to give money to a local group that wants to do something very innovative, something different, try something out that's risky and outside the box of what they would normally do, but just needs a bit of seed money to get it going. And I think it's a very, very fitting tribute for this lovely woman, Hilary, who was such a good friend of Friends of the Earth and gave so much to us over the years. It's worth saying another thing about Hilary. She, in her other life, if you like, she was a chemistry teacher, and she often linked those together, the chemistry and talking about the environment. She did a huge amount of campaigning locally and was really passionate about nature and took people on nature walks. And I went to her funeral last year, and my goodness, that's when you see how much she was loved by such a range of people. There was about 160 people there, I think, at this funeral, former students of hers from school, the whole sort of green community, really, from that part of Guildford and Woking area. Huge numbers of people attended. And it's such a tribute to Hilary, how loved she was, really, and what a very special person she was. So we're delighted to launch this prize tonight in her memory. Even more delighted to tell you that the winner is Eastbourne and District Friends of the Earth. And welcome Andy up here to tell us a little bit about it. So, Andy, tell us about your crazy, innovative plans.
Well, it is kind of crazy, but our group formed a very strong relationship with a project team, a new social enterprise in Eastbourne that is developing a community currency, a local currency for Eastbourne. It's basically creating new money, especially for the town. And our group want to use that opportunity to experiment with basically creating a whole new financial ecosystem in Eastbourne, which rewards and incentivizes people to engage in actions and activities that benefit the local environment. You know, whether it be protecting local nature or picking plastic litter off the beaches or planting trees. You know, so basically, what we wanted to do was to engage with local people and local community groups to co-design those rewards, those incentives, those things which will enable the local currency to be something that create a better local environment, you know, so that the money is working, so that we end up with money, local money that's working for the common good, you know, and the common good include social justice, environmental justice, you know, all the things that money should be doing. It's an experiment, and it is risky, but it could lead to big things. I mean, we're blessed with a very a very creative local digital tech community in Eastbourne. And it just sounded so exciting to engage with the local creative geeks, if you like, and get their help to help us to really design something that works for local people in terms of building the financial incentive and building a local economic system that really works for everybody.
Great. Well, Andy, thank you very much. Very good luck with it. It's got to try these things. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but that's what innovation's all about. So thank you very much to you and your group for giving it a try, and congratulations on winning the prize.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ella. I'll just give a very quick plug as well to watch out for something on your televisions this autumn. The innovation team at Friends of the Earth has been growing over the last year. We've got some really exciting projects, and there's a particular project they're trying out at the moment, which is to take one street in Hackney in London and try and make it 10 times greener by involving the community in planting native species and so on. And it's actually going to be the subject of a BBC One primetime fly on the wall documentary to be broadcast this autumn. So very exciting. And of course, if it works, we plan to do it in more than just one street. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig, and congratulations again to Eastbourne and District Friends of the Earth. That's it for Earthmovers this year. Congratulations again to all the nominees, all those that are present and all those that couldn't make it tonight, and especially to, of course, to My World, My Home. So let's have another round of applause for everybody. Woo!